I'm here with Roy Styffe, and Roy, I hate to say that you're a mainstay at Tuesday Night Jazz at the church because mainstay doesn't begin to describe it. You are the kind of individual that we have come to rely on at Tuesday Night Jazz for that caliber of performance that you and people like you bring to that series. You kind of set the bar really, really high. Did you know that that's how we feel about you?
Oh, well, thank you so much, Gordon. Um, I really appreciate that. I love to hear that. And that's basically what I want to convey is just that love to play. I just love to play, and I'm really grateful every time I get to play with other musicians. It's always it's always a gift, and it isn't always going to happen, but for me personally, but I'm grateful when it does, especially when I get to play creative music. That's
So you have done the poet trio with us, which involved your own poetry and some beautiful improvisation, and that series is available on our YouTube channel. And we have coined the phrase. I don't know if we coined it, who coined it, but we've been calling a couple of our shows things like the art of. And in this case, when I'm doing my write-up this week, we're talking about the art of the duo.
mm,
And it seems to me that when there's just two musicians on stage, that there's a sonic space that's not there in the trio or quartet setting, like something different happens. What are your thoughts?
oh, totally. And I have some examples in my record collection, which is vinyl. Of course, I go back that far, and one that sticks out for me is a bass and alto sax recording of Red Mitchell and Lee Konitz. And I just love that album because it's so complete, and yet it's only two musicians. And what they seem to do is, play with colors, play with the space, like you say. But it's just got so much beauty and integrity and warmth. So that's really what I would be looking to bring, is that sort of an example of not as robust because of the drums. I mean, drums provide a lot of propulsion, and you can get a lot of energy from that. So it's got to be a different framework. It's got to look into a little bit more introspection, a little bit more of the tone colors, spaciousness, a little bit dynamics. But, with always an ear towards improvisation, which is, I don't know exactly what's going to happen. So that's kind of where I'm placing this in my mind already, as it'll be a fun chance to be very intimate and have everything be heard. But the flip side of that coin is everything is heard.
Okay, so we know you, we've heard you, we've experienced you, and know you in all kinds of different configurations. You've played with James Brown before, is that right?
Oh, yes, many times.
So what can you tell us about James and what James is bringing to the show?
Well, it's interesting. My first time playing with James, I noticed he was a very classical player, and he comes from that background. But he also noticed that he just loved Jim Hall, and he loved Schofield and all these modern jazz guitarists, the whole lineage. So it was really interesting to see his progression. He really committed to becoming a jazz player over the years, and has just deepened his voice and kept writing. And now he's got recordings with Mike Murley and beautiful recordings playing with David Restivo, of course. And it's just great to see him doing these very creative things.
Have you talked with him about what you're doing on Tuesday, or are you going to just experience that in the green room and we're going to see it evolve like that? How's it going to play out?
So he sent me a tune list already, and it's funny because over the years when I off in Toronto, I'll often go up north. He has a series at a beautiful home near Aurora, near King's Cross, up there. And I often stop off and we do a little jam session playing up there. So I've already played some of these tunes before, and I know the standards also that he likes to play. And the standards are different that he likes to play. One's more common to a Toronto vocabulary, which is interesting because Toronto jazz musicians play different standards than we get out here sometimes. So yeah, it's curious, but it'll be a lot of fun just to reconnect and have that chance to play some of these tunes.
All right, so I know you've got a gig to go to, and I'm going to let you go, and I appreciate you putting in this time with me. So it is Tuesday, October 31st, 7 p.m. And I think we're going to have something pretty special at James Bay United Church.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure we'll both give our best, and love the situation. So hope to see you there.
Good night, Roy.
Good night. Thank you, Gordon.
Cheers.
Cheers.